31 degrees in my room, and I'm slowly dying. But man, I just love drawing so much. Wow. Let's go. What was I even doing last? I have no way of knowing because I only have one monitor. So I don't know if anyone's talking to me or not. Got Twitch open on my phone, but like if that doesn't go on, I don't know. Ideally, I'd like to just see what's going on so I can see if I have anyone on the chat, anyone following me or not. But I have no way of doing that properly. My internet sucks. I can't even connect to Wi-Fi on my phone. So I'm probably going to get overbilled for watching my own stream. Boy, okay. Streaming off a laptop. I don't even know if my voice is going through because I can't like hear any feedback. Oh boy, I'm not prepared for this at all. I should just play a game instead of drawing. It'll be a lot easier because people just watch a game. They don't need chat for that. This is just like a personal blog thing. Like I have no way of monitoring even if the video is going through properly or not without exposing the inner work. Fuck it, you know what? I need to make sure things are going as they should. Oh, look at that. Super good. Ah, yeah. See my own stream on my own stream. So unprofessional. Well, whatever. I'm not professional. I'm just some dude who likes to do comic. Yeah, I'm gonna be drawing anyway. Might as well stream for people. That's what I think. Because that's just the era we live in, or whatever. People like to connect with their audiences and connect with the artists they like. So, if anyone out there is a fan of my comic or just passing by, which appears to be no one, I'm just talking to myself, which I would do anyway. Well, this is good practice. At least get me into the mindset of talking, even if there's no one around. So that when I do start streaming for actual people, actual human beings, I won't just be silent all the time. I'll get into the habit of like just talking. Gotta imagine that takes practice for people who are usually quiet to suddenly be streaming and talking frequently. I also don't like have my own house, so like I imagine or my own setup. So if someone walks in, just be like, "Oh, Michael, what's going on in here? Why are you talking to yourself?" It's gonna be really awkward for the chat. But you know, funny moments, I guess. God, circles suck. Oh man, good enough. How's that looking? I don't know if I should be having music in the background. I don't know how to set up music. I don't know how copyright works. So right now you get just the dulcet tone, my voice, my brace face voice, with all my shitty R's and So this is a comic. I'm a comic artist on Tapastic, and mainly out of convenience. I don't have like any like I'm not like involved with the community or anything, even though I probably should be if I want to garner community and fan base or whatever. That'd be fine. But I'm kind of just there because I wanted a free place to put my webcomic. And it's not like I'm doing this webcomic to sell it or anything. It's pretty much just practice. Like, it's fun to be able to return to a project every week and be like, hey, you worked on this, you finished a thing this week. And then every week it looks slightly different. And then eventually, over like the span of months, this whole style looks different. And it's like, man, that person really changed their art style over 2 years of working on the same piece over and over again. Like, wow, you should see what the first pages look like. Fudge. I'm not going to say they look bad. Maybe they look kind of unrefined. And have recently gotten better, more efficient. The style has changed for sure. Well, that's like to be expected from anything. Especially since I'm not like a established artist. I'm just some student artist. So every time I learn something new, I apply it. And my art is like forever evolving. Especially like, yeah, since I'm a student and like I'm like fresh learning everything pretty much. Every time I go to a like my first pages were kind of like very like rectangular body shapes. Didn't really have a lot of strong anatomy going on. Then I went to school and I took anatomy classes, anatomy drawing classes. After that, I was able to, get better proportions, hands and bodies, and have good like shape. It's still not perfect. It's still kind of like, I don't know, stylized either through ignorance or through style. I'm not sure which one you would consider it. I'd like to say it's like, oh, this is my style. I draw my bodies like this on purpose, but it's really probably just because I forgot how hands are supposed to look. Or like old man features. Like, well, how many wrinkles do I give him? Where do the wrinkles go? Is this enough? You get the idea that he's old, sure, but like, it's not like I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say like I'm an expert at anything. I'm a fucking sorry for foul language of my kid-friendly comic. That's not true. There's a lot of bad stuff happening later on that you wouldn't necessarily call kid-friendly, and I don't know. I kind of want to stylize it. Like, imagine like the amount of violence you would see in like a shonen, I guess. Like, those are for kids technically, but like there's still a lot of gore and stuff, like, I don't know, Full Metal Alchemist or whatever, even though they're targeted towards younger boys. I guess like the standard's different in like America versus Japan. I need someone to stream with. I need someone I can just talk to while drawing. Feed both those chats together on Discord or something. That way I have someone to talk to at least. But like, even if there's no one in the chat right now. I don't even know if my voice is going through properly. Let me check that real quick. OBS seems to be picking it up, so that's good. I'll check the video clipping of the stream afterwards to see if any of this is good or not. Oh man, these guys' ears are so lumpy. Oh man, these lumpy ears. How's that looking? Oh. I have to like check consistency between frames because sometimes I'll draw a character at an angle and then I'll look between them and be like, they don't look like the same person at all. Why did I go and do that? I draw them from the front. That's why people have in the industry have like character sheets so they know exactly, oh, this is what this person looks like from every rotation. That was planned beforehand. I guess that makes it easier, more efficient, especially if you're like a big team and you have to be consistent. More or less. I mean, there are certain shows where the consistency in characters is usually, especially with like different storyboard artists, like every artist has like a different way of drawing this character. Which is, it's fun, I enjoy it. I love seeing different people do art different ways, different ways of expressing the character, but like, you know, compared to like, it's just like a different flavor. Like imagine like Steven Universe, you get different artists each time, so like you can tell by the style which storyboard artist worked on which episode. But then like Avatar, Last Airbender, super consistent throughout. Looks like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't notice it. Maybe people make more of a big deal over Steven Universe because people are like that. But Avatar's like looks very on model most of the time, and the animation just gets better as the show goes on. Or like an anime, let's say, it's usually like the character models are like on point, but the character animation is very different depending on like the effort of the director, what studio worked on it. And I've seen they just grab random animators, be like, "Hey, you, well, I want you to do this explosion because you're good at explosions." So they just get this explosion specialist to do just explosions, which is kind of great. And I'm not gonna name names because I'm not good at names. Some guy, some very talented, skilled animator from Japan, drawn explosions. So I'm pretty sure I'm still the only person here, so I'm just watching myself. Because I didn't tell anyone about this, I'm kind of just hoping people will see, oh, a comic artist in the Twitch thing, and be like, yeah, I'll watch that. But I'm also like midday on a Sunday. I'm not sure what the ideal times to stream are. Probably like weekday nights, I feel. And since I'm a total noob when it comes to streaming junk, I'm like, it's not like I'm trying to hit the marketable time frames or whatever, because I'm not, I don't know. How's this? Oof, hold on. I'm just gonna quickly, just a quick little stretch of the arms, because I did that a little bit short. Yeah. His neck should be a little, his shoulder should be a little bit wider. This will go here and here. And that goes there, there, there. Yeah, even his hand looks kind of shitty. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna cheat here because I'm tired. Let's see how things are going here with the stream. And I really wish I had a second monitor. Oh heck, see, I can't see the chat. So I don't know if anyone's here or not. Because the chat's, because I don't have another monitor. And the voice doesn't work properly. The chat doesn't translate well on my phone app, which I'm trying to get in the background, but I have like no connection at all. And so I do have 2 viewers, but the stream makes it look like I only have 1, which I assumed was myself, but whatever. Hello, friends. Now I'm all timid that I know people are watching. Oh no. Oh, I wish I can get this chat to work. Well, whoops. This is going to be a really shitty stream as a first attempt in the far-flung future. I'm going to get that cool second monitor. I mean, like, if everything goes ideally for my life, I'd like to just get a Cintiq and have that as my primary monitor, and then on the second monitor I can handle all the side junk like running OBS and Twitch and such. Then also I could draw much nicer things with a Cintiq because boy howdy does it feel good to just draw directly on the screen. You're a lot more accurate doing circles, that's for sure. Huh, how do you do these things? Fudge. I'm sweating like a do cows sweat? I was gonna say sweating like a cow, but I don't think that's a thing. Okay. I'm definitely sweating like something because it's very hot in here. And I don't have air conditioning. And it's September. I was hoping it'd cool down, but no, it's like 30 degrees in my room right now. And finally I could hear myself on my Twitch app. So that's cool. I got a little live stream there, but it's like still can't see the chat, but that's probably just because no one's chatting right now. Okay, horses sweat apparently. See? Oh, cool. There you go. I'm sweating like a horse. Oh, it works now. Cool. Okay, so I can see myself and other people in the app. I don't get notifications though, so I can't tell. I think it's supposed to be a plugin for that, but whatever. I'll work on that eventually. Unfortunately, I'm not on Wi-Fi, so I'm definitely going to get overcharged by Fido at some point. I need to figure out how to set up music on Twitch just to have some nice little background tunes, so it's not just me listening to my laptop fan die. Hmm. So I might be mistaken, but whoops, heck. Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna get chat notifications for my text messages on my freaking on my stream. That's wild. I gotta change that. Okay. So now I'm not even actually being watched. Just someone's pretending to watch me. But at least if someone goes like, "Oh shit, 3 viewers! Whoa, this guy's famous." I don't know any actually. I was gonna make a joke about another streamer, but I don't know any other streamers. So hopefully that's cool. I'm actually leaving greasy marks on my desk right now because my arms are so sweaty. Ugh. If anything, this is just a good test experience. I'm probably gonna try to set up better in the future, and stream more in the winter. Hopefully, when it's not like Again, 32 degrees in my room. This has to stop. How do I turn this off? God damn it. Oh, everything's just a mess now. Probably going to stop in a few minutes just to... God, I can't do this curve. I'm going to stop in a few minutes, see how the recording went, get back to streaming on a future date when everything's a bit better set up. Hopefully, I'm going to see if my voice is actually audible or if it's just crackling nonsense. And that'll be that. God, I can't do curves for heck. I'm trying not to swear. I don't know why. I can't do heck right now. Like, what if there's babies watching? I need to turn on that mature filter content on the Twitch options. Okay. Just gonna finish this one panel and I'm gonna call it quits because I'm actually dying in here. Streaming should only be for cool days. This is my new decree. As the Prince of Streams, no more streaming on hot days. It's illegal now. I'll throw you in a hot dungeon if you stream on a hot day. So let's see how this is going view-wise, because again, same group, I guess. Same thing, same 3 people, which is probably me, myself, and one other person. So for whoever may or may not be watching, or for, oops, that's not right. That's not how the armor looks. Is that right? I have a reference sheet somewhere. Nope, that's not it. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. Okay, yeah. So they got little nubs here. A little ring that holds it in place, I guess. I don't know how to draw actual medieval armor. Everything I'm doing is nonsense right now. Like, what's up with these shoulder pads? I don't know. my workaround for this nonsense armor is that they're fighting witches, and witches use magic spells. So this armor was designed to deflect magic, but like, it really was just me not knowing how to draw armor and forgetting to look up references, and then I already drew like 2 pages with this dude. So I'm like, whoops, here we go, retcon, and that's what I'm working with now. Nope, almost. Just in between. There we go. Like, I wish I can go back and redesign a lot of the things I did, because I do a lot of things like moment by moment. Like, I'll like, oh, I need to introduce a character, I'll design them on the spot or something, and then do sketches later to refine them. So when I originally drew this dude Egan, I didn't expect him to be like a character at all. He was just going to be like a town guard, and like that's it. But now he's like a lovable sidekick character. So it's interesting. It's like, I guess it's cool how like intentions change over time, but like kind of just grew to like him a lot. So I'm gonna keep him for a while. Is that big enough? Is that big enough for a spear? I think it's big enough. I'll use Photoshop Magic to stretch it out if I need to. I'll chip in the spear because that's what he had. And whoops. All right, so that's good. A little bit of back piece. That's a cool spear. How are we looking here so far? Not bad. I think he's supposed to have a hand over here. I didn't draw. Oops. Old Spice Mom, thank you. That's awesome. Thanks for stopping by and looking at my stream and liking my comic. That's chill. I'm also glad the stream chat is working so I can actually see your comments and thank you personally. Oh, that's rad. See, this is the kind of thing I was hoping for. Just some fun interaction with strangers and just good times, good vibes. Something, something. Now you get to see me fail at drawing hands for a while. Like, actually, I'm not even joking. Hands, like, they're fun. I get the shape of them, but it was border on either looking like gloves to me, or like this is an old man. He should get some wrinkly bits, little wrinkly knuckles. I gotta take some. I gotta draw from reference or something, but I don't know. I'm too lazy to draw up references. Now I can go in. Something looks weird here. It looks like he's wearing a glove because of these little finger wrinkles. He's not supposed to be wearing a glove at all. If I give him nails, maybe it'll make it look more like his actual fingers. Oops. And a band over there. That looks okay. It looks okay, but not great. How do I fix this? That'll be fine, I think. Gotta make him look old, though. Gotta get him old fingers. How do you do old fingers? It's gotta be those wrinkles. The more detail you add, the more aged the hands look. Is a fun trick I learned from some dude on Twitter this morning who was posting fun, just drawing tutorials. So I just like really exaggerate those knuckle wrinkles. Actually, I think that's fine. And then he's gonna have some like cool magic effects over here on a different layer, because he's a magic boy. I was supposed to stop over the last frame, but I think I'm just into it now. Now the chat's working, so that's super cool. I don't even know if it's working live. I think it might be working in delay. but I think it should be good. No, it seems good. Okay. Okay, one last frame. I'll finish the line work, and then I'll call it quits, because it's now 32 degrees in my room. I live in Montreal, and the weather here sucks, because it can go from like minus 32 to positive 32 and like within the same week. I have a bad habit of going too detailed on small frames. Like, I'm really zoomed in right now. People who are viewing it on a browser will only see it at this size, so I don't really need to go that detailed, but while I'm zoomed in, I get carried away with the nitty-gritty of it. So I just gotta just remind myself, oh, no one's gonna see that little detail you put. Don't bother, you're spending too much time, and it's gonna get too cluttered if there's too much detail crammed into a small spot. So it's better, like the eye, I'm just gonna do a line. I'm not even gonna do like a full eye, because they're like little caricatures seen from a distance. Just gotta make sure they're recognizable as the characters. Like this guy's got his quintessential cheekbones. They've all got like little features that kind of like define them. Look at this old dude. He's got big old cheekbones. Sunken face, kind of. Put his forehead a little more forward. No, actually, that's fine. It's good enough. Stop it, Michael. You don't need to add all this detail. He's got a belt kind of thing from behind. I've never drawn this guy from behind, so so in a way I'm kind of creating like the continuity from here on out. Like this is what this guy has to look like from the back for the rest of the comic, or else there'll be like weird continuity errors. So I gotta remember this. I gotta make myself a master file that just says old priest from behind, and then that's gonna be like my forever reference sheet for that kind of thing. I mean, I've never had readers call me out on random things before, like, oh, his hand's not right here. He forgot to draw his scar. That was a thing I forgot for a while at the beginning, because the main character's got a little scar on his face. So there were a couple of times where I just forgot to, but the scar is like, it's a permanent feature. It's not just like, oh, he got hurt in this one scene, and now he's got a scratch for a couple of scenes. Though I did forget to do that. At one point he scratched his hand, and I just forgot to draw the scratch on his hand for like the next 10 frames. I was like, whoops. But I didn't bother going back and fixing it, because whatever. That's good enough. I'm sure I'm missing something on this. His cloak looks too empty. What can I add here? But that is it. I mean, he's just... Okay, these lines are wrong. He's not wearing a dress, so it shouldn't be that long outside. It should be like where his butt is, and then down. More down than up. Because it's a robe, not a dress. Yeah, that way you can see where his little tush is. Get a little idea of where the legs go underneath. Okay, this guy's done. I'm not going to touch him anymore because I'm going to overthink it. Now for Armor Boy over here. They all have names. I don't know why I'm referring to them by weird pseudonyms. You got Egan in the armor, Father Raphael, the priest. And we got, where is he? The boy Norvin over here looking all upset, all edgelord over here. But it's because he's a scared boy, and in the plot of the story, he's about to fight a witch, and he doesn't want to, but he has to because he feels guilty for bringing the witch to the town. And he feels very responsible for all the terrible things he's done by accidentally using magic. So there you go. You got a little primer to what the plot of the story is. So if you're not a reader yet, you're like, oh, really? Magic, you say. Boys doing bad things, you say. That didn't come out right. Magic. That's always a... Like, if something's got magic in it, I'm on board. I'm on board for that kind of media. That's why when fucking Dragon Prince came out on Netflix, I never heard of it, but I saw some of the animation, and it kind of bugs me that they do like the low frame rate CGI thing, but I'm like, you know what? Magic, dragons, fantasy, elves, love it. Makes me very happy just to see that kind of stuff, because I'm a sucker for fantasy. I'll watch anything with fantasy in it pretty much, unless it's like, I don't like, I like adventure fantasy. A bunch of peeps going on a quest, doing some magic on the way, learning about each other, a lot of like character driven stuff. I'm not a huge fan of like big wars and like factions, and I like it if that's in the background, where if like it's the characters wrapped up in this sort of conflict, but it's more about the characters dealing with it rather than the conflict itself. So that's why I like Lord of the Rings, because it's not just about the war between like with the war for Middle Earth or whatever. It's like you get to know about Frodo, you get to know about Aragorn, you get all their cool backstories, and that stuff rocks. But if it was like just a story about the politics of like Middle Earth, like I'm sure that's like all that stuff is like really interesting as a standalone, but that's not like what gets me into the story too much. But sometimes I think it's necessary for exposition purposes. Like the story I'm writing here has politics and has lore, but I want to see if I can try to like slip it in through conversation and backstory, and not just have big heavy pages of exposition of like who owns what land and stuff like that, and why this faction doesn't like the other faction, why these dudes are at war with each other, even though it's important, I guess, to the plot. It's a tough balance to keep. This is turning more into a blog than anything. I kind of like this. I'm just talking while I'm doing things. I might just like see if I can keep these recorded afterwards and like put them up somewhere as like, hey, check it out, I did a thing. Watch my cool stream. Watch me talk about Lord of the Rings to nobody. I'm okay now. I've gotten into the habit of finally of glancing at my phone to see if anyone's put anything in the chat, which no one has, so that's cool. No biggie. I'm just alone, I guess. Sniff, sniff. See, like, this dude's got a nice little scar going across his nose, and I hope I don't forget to put it in when I do the coloring. But he looks weird without it, so I'm definitely not going to fall for that. Anyway, back to the Dragon Prince thing. The story, it's cute. I like it. It doesn't follow any, like, you know, the trope is like, I gotta bring the thing to save the world, but, like, the characters are fun. I like how the main character's not a big warrior character. He's, like, kind of like a nerdy magic user. Doesn't really have his thing yet. Meanwhile, the elf lady there, who I forgot all their names because I binged it all last night and then just didn't absorb any of the information. So whoops. But yeah, she's like an elf. She's a badass, kicks butt, and she's not even like the traditional big beefy warrior. She's like a rogue, you know. She's an assassin, and that's kind of cool to have that as your main character. And they don't do any kind of like cheesy love interest romances between the main boy and girl character. Like they're just friends, and it seems like that's how it is for basically all of it. They're just buddies on an adventure, and they get to learn each other. learn about each other and grow to closer platonically, and that's cool. I'm down for that. I'm down for that kind of relationship in a story. I guess it's also a weird bias. If they're like straight characters, I'm like, yeah, platonic relationship. But if they're like two male characters or two female characters, I'm totally on board for them being growing romantically because I want more of that stuff. Especially male characters. I feel like there's a lot of recently, especially they've been pushing a lot of like good like same-sex female couples, and that's awesome. But not a lot of male ones. I notice you don't really see that as much. I'm not sure if that's just like it's easier to accept like gay female characters, but like I don't know like any popular media that has like a gay male protagonist where the of some sort where the story isn't about them being gay. But that's where the indie scene is for. People who aren't restricted by big studios can just do whatever they want basically. And that's kind of exciting. Like that's always like it's I would love to see like some big production stuff with some big production characters. Some, but I don't know how long it's going to take for that kind of stuff to happen. And maybe it's just like the style of writers. Like people want to promote female writers a lot more, which again, great stuff. And like female writers are maybe more interested in writing female characters, which totally makes sense, especially since there's not great female representation up until recently. But yeah, come on, give me some gay dudes. I want that. I want that kind of friendship. That's not just like what's it called, queer baiting, where like oh this character is probably gay or are they, and then like like the whole Voltron fiasco. So bad, so good. Can't get enough of that drama, but still very much not into it. Like it almost like they kind of added it as an afterthought just for the brownie points, but like didn't put any effort into establishing it or making it like because like oh I'm just upset. Yeah, whoever's listening to this gets to learn how much of a big like fandom nerd I am actually, in secret, and then how I actually care about shipping and things and like representation in media because like whoops. Because I know I come off as like this cool dude in real life. That's not true. But like, I'm just a big nerd for this kind of stuff. I love fiction. I love fiction writers. I love animation and comics. It's my favorite thing. It's so good. It's just like, hey, want to make that thing? Want to make it real, even though it can't be real? Here you go. Here, let me make a bunch of fast-moving images to make the illusion of that this thing is happening. Even though like, what goblins? What are you talking about? Fantasy? What? All right, I finally filled. Next time I design armor, I'm gonna simplify it because holy heck, this takes so much time to do. I think that's everything. I'm trying to think if I missed any specific details on the armor because again, a bit too detailed. I think that's good enough. I don't think should I give him a mouth or not. I kind of like that, just a little line. Let me make sure the stream is still going. Yeah, it is. What if anyone's still watching? It says 3 viewers, but again, I can't tell if that's just me monitoring my own stuff or my brother who said he would he would put his leave his view on just so it looked like I had more viewers. Whatever, I'll take the sleazy tactics for now. And now the boy himself, young Norvin. Norvin, who doesn't have a last name because I haven't written one yet, because luckily the context hasn't needed it. Originally, his last name was written down as Pinswick, I think, because I was kind of going for this weird, like, northern theme, where, oh, he's from the north, so his name is Norvin, which literally just means of the north. But then, like, as I started writing the world, I started basing, like, the magic and lore and fantasy off of Italian folklore stories I heard as a kid from my parents. So, like, I started basing the magic world of witches and stuff off of Italian culture. So a lot of the characters have Italian names. A lot of the places are have Italian names. And like a lot of the world building and like magic system is based off of like kind of Italian mythos. And so like the characters are gonna like I wish I would have given him an Italian name when I started, but it's a bit too late for that. We've already established it. But I have a way of kind of rectifying that, I think. Because like, well, I don't want to talk too much about the plot, honestly, because I feel like that's not what this is for. So that's kind of like just spoiler territory. And I don't know if seeing too far like behind the scenes will ruin the experience of reading the comic for you, since you'll be like, oh, I know all about this already, damn it. You already spoiled it for me. So that's why I prefer only to talk about like things that were like in production or like scrapped ideas. Like his old name, it's not important anymore. I'm probably going to change his last name, but you can know that he used to be called Pinswick because I wanted to become like from a pine forest. It was really just like a bad name. But like I think even his like family name isn't really important until later. But like he get I haven't gotten to it, and it's not like spoilers or anything, but like it's obvious that he has a stepbrother, so he has a and he's very possessive of like his family members as like a character trait. So like he does have a stepfather, which is his brother Dace's like birth dad, and he might have adopted his last name, whatever that might be, and he's not necessarily the way I've kind of established like the culture. He's not based on his culture is not based on the Italian culture, so he could easily just have a different kind of last name, which I haven't really come up with yet. But yeah, essentially, Norvin's mom is from the place where the witches are, where the magic is, which is based on Italy. Meanwhile, his dad is unknown, his birth dad, and his stepdad is from the empires from the south. So he's gonna have a different last name, a different culture. His appearance is like his darker toned skin, and he's got a job which hasn't been revealed yet, but it will later. Is that it? Am I done? How's that looking? There he is. There's the boy. Looking pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and add some scuff marks here and there just for like extra texture for some things. Especially for hair. I like to do that on the hair. this is my this is the Bob Ross segment of the stream where I talk about adding happy little frown marks. feel like the coloring fixes a lot of this anyway, but like, I don't know, I kind of like to do it anyway. And for some areas, like under darker tone, like things that are like heavily overshadowed by another object, I like to add some deep shadow. Which again, I could just do that in the coloring phase, but I don't know. It's sometimes nice to look at it like just as line work and see, oh, I look pretty good. I had to, if for some reason I was in a rush and didn't get a chance to do the coloring, I could just release this as is. I'm sure people would understand. Like, I'm busy, man. I got school, I got animation. Animation takes forever. So much work. Like, imagine me drawing this frame that I've been drawing, but like 40 times to make him talking and moving around. It's crazy. It's nonsense. Why do people do that? They do it because it's super fun and the results look great. And sometimes for the money, but not really for the money. I hear animators are underpaid a lot, so whoops. Good career choice, Michael. Can't wait for that. But, whatever. That's why I'm enjoying doing webcomics and illustration on the side. Taught myself game development so that I always have like a lot of other options, I guess, creatively and like financially, hopefully. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna stop there. Oh, just his beard. Oh, just his hair. Just some hair here. Maybe a couple more like just scuff lines on his spear, so it's been used a bit. I don't know why he would have gotten little slash marks on his spear unless he tried to slash someone with the spear. It's kind of weird. Oh, I forgot the notch. There you go. Okay, so line work is done for this page. I did the text earlier, so the speech bubbles are in place. Next is the coloring, which I've done a bit of. I've just got to do the rest of it. But I think I'm going to do that another time. I'm going to take a break from stream for now. Maybe stream later tonight, I don't know. But boy, I'm too hot right now. Maybe I can switch over to just play a game. I'll just play like Enter the Gungeon and keep the stream going basically. Come back in a few minutes and then that could be like the thing. That'd be silly. Take a break. But yeah, this was attempt 1 of drawing stream. I'm gonna call it quits. Hope my 1 or 2 viewers enjoyed. And now I'm gonna do some cool translation things that I set up. Whoa, did it work? Let me check. Yeah, it did. This is my cool animated waiting screen for when I'm like done, more or less. Or like have to fix something behind the scenes, which wouldn't be an issue if I just freaking had a second screen to keep track of all that junk. Okay, I'm calling it quits. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Old Spice Mom for commenting and liking my comic. Until next time.